All right, Cam, let's get it, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 69 of the Fat Katz Podcast. Ward Sewell here, and if you, as you can see by the big wink, joined here by the big man Cam Taylor. We are coming off probably the craziest week one of college football in my 24 years of life that I've ever seen. Cam, I don't know if you can remember any crazier week than what we just experienced in your lifetime, but boys are back, man. So Cam. Long overdue, brother. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing well, man. I had quite the weekend, both football and personally, so we'll probably get into that. But super excited to get into it, man. Feels like every opening weekend of college football, we say it's the craziest one we've ever had, just because we've waited so long for it. But it was a very fun weekend of college football.
If the NFL in week one brings the aura, as the new saying is, if the NFL brings the aura that college football did this weekend, Cam, we are in for quite the treat. But I did want to say too, for all of our North Carolina listeners, happy dove season, by the way. Dove season came in yesterday. Cam participated in that. Actually shot pretty good. So I will tell you all about that. Happy dove season and happy bow season for Eastern North Carolina. Any deer hunters out there, bow season comes in on Saturday. So if you're not watching football or before kickoff until noon on Saturday, go sit up in a tree and see what you can get.
Yeah, if you're going to dabble, you better get back in time for kickoff.
Exactly.
But I do want to, real quick, before we get into it, Ward, my sister Caroline's 21st birthday is tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
We'll give a huge shout out to Caroline. Tell her happy birthday. She's going to have her first drop of alcohol tomorrow, I'm sure. She's never touched it, never sniffed it or anything. So happy birthday to my sister Caroline.
Dude, Cam, I remember last year we were doing a big thing for your sister. I don't know what we did, but it was something for her sister where we were like, oh, happy birthday, Caroline. But anyway, Caroline, happy birthday. Send me if you message me on Instagram, I know you follow me on Instagram. If you message me your Instagram, your Venmo, I will buy your first 2 drinks tomorrow. And keep it under $15 a drink, because I know how y'all Chapel Hill girls are. Y'all like to drink the fruity drinks and not drink Miller Lite and Busch Light like the Western boys. So I will buy your first 2 drinks. Caroline, happy birthday. And my mother's birthday, Mary Beth Sewell, happy birthday. I can't remember how old she is. She was born in 1969, Cam. That's all I know. But happy 40th birthday, Mama. I love you. And I wish we could be celebrating tonight, but my mom has COVID, Cam. So no going out to dinner tonight because Mama has COVID-19.
There you go. Oh, well, we got 2 21st birthdays to celebrate. You're buying Caroline's first 2 drinks. I'm buying Mary Beth's first 2 drinks. So tell her.
Hey, my mama drinks nice wine, man. I don't know if you want to take up on that. You'll get a hefty bar tab from some nice bottles of wine or nice.
Well, a drink of wine, a wine glass is about that. I'm not buying 2 bottles. I'm buying 2 glasses. But I do want to remind everybody real quick before we get into it. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. If you're here, you know that. Be a friend, tell them, hey, just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. That's KATZ. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod.
Fat Katz.
Yeah, we got a lot of college football to go over. We are I think memory lane's going to go by the wayside until we have a kind of a short week, which won't be until after football.
Till bye week season starts.
College football, NFL. We got question of the week, full plate, empty stomach. So regulars are staying. But Ward, you want to go ahead and get into it, brother?
Hey, Cam. First 69 that comes to mind is one, extremely excited for this episode as well. But Cam, we were hinting at this week or last week. First 69 that comes to mind is David Bakhtiari. Cam, I'm probably butchering the last name, or Bakhtiari. Probably butchering the last name, but this is probably the last 8-9 years has been Aaron Rodgers' his right-hand man, or technically left-hand man. He was a left tackle for the Green Bay Packers, and Jordan Love's last year. He's currently the number 1, according to Madden 25, the number 1 free agent offensive lineman on free agency. So, David Bakhtiari, first 69 that comes to mind.
Yeah, David Bakhtiari, really good tackle, just can't stay healthy.
Yes.
That's the NFL. Once you get to 31, 32 as a left tackle, he's been starting in the league for 10 years. So I don't think he's playing again, by the way. When I saw a picture of him, he looks like he's about
he looks like he's on the Taylor Lewan diet. He went from about 310 to about 250, 240 in a couple months. So So yeah, I don't know if he is either. He's on that what's that shot? Ozempic. He's on that. He must be on the Ozempic shot, but
Yeah, and it's easy to tell if offensive linemen want to come back or not and play because they either lose a ton of weight, so they're not coming back, or they stay the same, which means they're trying to make a comeback, or they get up to like 400 pounds, which means nobody wants them back.
Yeah.
Speaking of a guy who's 400 pounds, first guy that came to mind for me was Matty. He wore 69 at Kentucky. He was like the second highest rated recruit in Kentucky football history when Kentucky got him. He was a U.S. Army All-American. He was choosing between Kentucky and Alabama right when Stoops got there as part of his first big class.
Wow.
And he was awful. He was he was like 6'9", 400 pounds, and played nose guard. He could not get out of his stance, Ward. He was awful. He's one of the worst football players.
About like number 21 on Florida. What's that dude's name? Is he bigger than that guy?
Dude, yes. He was top. Dude, he's 6'9", bro, 400 pounds. So, yeah, the guy in Florida, man.
If you're that big, man, you do not wear a number that is not in the 60s, 70s, or 90s. You do not wear number 21. But good. That is funny, Cam. Are you done with Matt, or you got?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Cool. Favorite number 69. One of the greatest edges to ever do it. And I learned a fact about this guy today that I'm not going to say. I'm going to let Cam save this fact. But Jared Allen has one of the most badass retirement videos of all time. He's riding his horse into the sunset. And I believe he retired a Viking, Cam. Or am I wrong? I know that's how he made his name in Minnesota.
So he started with the Chiefs.
Was it a jet?
He started with the Chiefs. He played for the Vikings, like you said. Short stint in Carolina, I think.
He did play in Carolina. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Carolina is kind
Charlotte, where players' careers come to die.
Exactly. But Reggie White played there. Vinny Testaverde played there to end the career. So Charlotte's kind of where people go to die.
Yep. But yeah, Jared Allen, number 69, favorite.
There you go. What was the stat I was supposed to say? What stat are we talking?
That there was not one player there's not one player.
Oh
that
wears
number 60.
Keep it. He'll be the first, but we'll get.
And I thought he was. I'm not gonna lie, but
my favorite number 69 out of Ohio University, the Bobcats, plays offensive guard for him. Parker Titsworth. I'll just leave it at that. Parker Titsworth, number 69.
What a name.
Great name.
I like it, Cam. Well, cool. Let me jump into my forgotten really quick. My forgotten number 69 is Bronson Arroyo. If anybody's ever heard of him. He was selected in the third round of the 1995 Major League Baseball draft by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yep. All-time Cincinnati Red, by the way. One of my favorites of all time. I've got a picture of him somewhere. He did that weird leg kick in his windup.
Cam, for a man that says you don't know much about baseball, you know your baseball. I'll give you that.
No, because when I sit with KZ and Novak, man, I might as well be a Make-A-Wish kid when they start talking baseball. I only know Reds, and from
you wear Reds hat today?
No, I got the Mack truck that I stole back.
Mack truck, yeah, I forgot to remember that from college.
From Joey Votto's prime to Ellie De La Cruz's first Major League game, I don't know anything about baseball. Like when Votto was good, I was kind of in on the Reds when they had Brandon Phillips and Jay and all those guys, and then now Ellie's back. Like
I was really big in baseball from like 2009 to 2014 is when I could tell you like almost every starter on every team. If you went through team by team now, there's some teams I could not name one person on the Oakland Athletics. I don't think.
No chance.
Joey Votto, does he still play for the? No, I know that one guy that plays for the Reds.
He retired a couple weeks ago, actually.
Okay. If you went through like White Sox, Cam, name one player on the Chicago White Sox.
I can't. I can name one because I partied with one this weekend. Shout out to Mason Moore out of the University of Kentucky, now playing with the Charlotte Knights. He's technically a White Sox.
Yeah, he is technically a White Sox. I couldn't name you one player on the White Sox. Maybe that guy that knocked out that dude from the guard, hit that guy from the Guardians.
Tim Anderson.
There you go, Tim Anderson. There's one.
Do you want to get into this weekend before I go into my forgotten, or do we
knock it out, brother? Knock it out,
dude. We got B-ball. Eric Brown's birthday was this weekend. We all chipped in, got a section at Roses in South End, Charlotte. Fun spot if you haven't been. No free plugs, but shout out to Roses. I look up our buddy Tyler Smith, who we've talked about, is there, who plays for the Panthers. He comes up, we're hanging out, and I see my boy Johnny Hummel, the Pac-12 killer from the University of Kentucky, best closer in the nation. He's got some exciting news. He's going to be a professional baseball player. I don't want to spoil it for him if the news isn't out, so we'll leave it at that. He's going to be a professional baseball player. And 2 Kentucky Wildcats were with him who had both gotten drafted in the MLB draft. So we partied with 3 MLB players, 2 NFL players, a bunch of guys on Western's football team. And James Fry got pissed off that he couldn't get to the front of our section to see the show. So he got 2 NFL players and 3 MLB players kicked out of our section. So that will be one of my favorite James Fry moments of all time, because just getting professional athletes kicked out of our section because he's pissed off he can't see the performance.
Hey man, if you're chipping in for the table and you can't see,
hey, I get it.
I get what you pay for.
And if anybody's wondering why my voice is so hoarse, that's why. It was quite the weekend for your boy. But my forgotten award is the NFL and the NBA. The number 69 is banned in the NBA. Nobody's allowed to wear the number 69. This was decided when Dennis Rodman, of all people, requested to wear the number when he played for the Mavericks. They denied it. They said no one's allowed to wear 69, so he ended up wearing 70 for the Mavericks. And as of today, there's not one single player in the NFL Hall of Fame who wore number 69 in their career. Jared Allen will be the first. I think he's on this year's inductee. So shout out to Jared Allen for being the first number 69 to be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Love to see it, dude. Love to see it. And Cam, I will say, hat trick to you, brother. I have no idea how you pulled that stat out of your rear end. The not one player or it being banned in MLB and NBA, because I had no idea. But sounds really interesting.
It's good in the MLB, just the NBA it's banned.
I'm not okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought I saw MLB too. But no, I thought that was really cool. But well, cool. Well, Cam, let's get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Cam and I like to do something called Question of the Week. And
we'll play Empty Stomach first, Ward.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My bad. It's only episode 69, Ward. We're still getting.
I know. I did. My bad. I completely looked over Full Plate Empty Stomach.
All good.
Well, cool. Well, Cam, do you need to explain what Full Plate Empty Stomach is, or you think everybody knows?
Full plate, somebody who had a good week in sports. Empty stomach, somebody who had a bad week in sports. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get, I don't know why I keep saying ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit college football hard. We're going to touch over some stuff in Full Plate Empty Stomach. And then down in the next segment, or in a few segments, we're going to hit it hard. But Full Plate starting out, Iowa Hawkeyes, Cam. The Iowa Hawkeyes put up 40 points on offense this weekend. That is not your traditional Iowa Hawkeyes team. Iowa Hawkeyes is a defensive, run the ball 50 times a game, defensive menace team. But the boys in yellow and black came out with a vengeance. So Iowa Hawkeyes, Full Plate, Fat Katz.
Yeah, so for anybody who knows me, knows that last year I paid some bills betting on Iowa unders.
Did you bet on Iowa under on Saturday?
Did.
And it did not hit.
It opened at 41.5, Ward. I got it at 38.5. And I don't know if anybody saw the score at halftime. It was 6-0.
Yeah.
So guess what I did? I doubled down on the live at 23.5.
Who did they play?
Illinois State, who we
Okay.
found out had a football team last week or 2 weeks ago because of your boy from the Jags, Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
So they put up 34 points in the second half. It made me lose both of my bets. So I'm not. I guess I'm done betting Iowa under.
Yeah. How did you do betting this week? Did you do good or not?
I think I won one bet all weekend.
Yeah, I went 0 for 1. I the bets that I called, I said Florida was going to beat Miami. I said Notre Dame was going to get beat by, or A&M was going to beat Notre Dame. And then last but not least, Cam, I didn't tell you this. I looked, LSU was a big favorite over USC. I said, screw it. I'm confident. $20 on LSU. No way Brian Kelly screws this one up. There we go again. I would bet on one, but I was minus $20 out of my pocket this weekend.
There you go. My Full Plate award is Mario Cristobal, who you just talked about, led the Miami Hurricanes to a huge win in the Swamp against Florida. And Mario Cristobal, I mean, this was a game where we looked at like one of these head coaches is going to get fired at some point this season. Mario Cristobal, I think he saved his job.
Yeah, I don't think the guys wearing orange are going to get fired, Cam. Or the guy wearing orange is going to get fired. Let's go ahead and jump into that too, since we go ahead and mention it, and then we'll jump through it. Cam, I'll give my quick 2-sentencer on that game. One, Florida has a lot of shit to deal, a lot of shit they got to figure out. You know, I thought this team, I think their over/under is 7.5 wins. I think this team's going to be lucky to win 3 games. They play Samford this weekend. Samford, shout out to SoCon, but SoCon did not look good against the powerhouse Division Ones this weekend. I think Samford, that may be a win for Florida. But what I kept hearing on the broadcast booth was Florida has a very young team on defense last year. They made a lot of mistakes. Their biggest goal in the offseason was to transition out of those mistakes to make fewer mistakes. Nothing changed. A lot of mistakes. That's one. Florida's defense really has a lot to clean up. 2, offensively, obviously they have a lot to clean up too. Cam Ward is a freaking dog. Yeah. I didn't know that guy was that good, especially hearing his story too. He was not recruited out of high school. He was a walk-on to an FCS school. Western Carolina is an FCS school. Walked on to a school in Texas, balled out, transferred to Washington State, and then came to, obviously now he's at Miami. But Miami they've had the top recruiting class in school history the last 2 years, which I thought was very interesting, knowing every recruit that you've ever thought of in the early 2000s went to Miami. And now, I don't know, man. This team, and they're favored to win every game on the rest of their schedule. Miami's scary.
Yeah, Miami is scary. And Ward, have you ever seen a guy that is as nonchalant, like nonchalantly good as Cam Ward? Like it looks like he's not even trying. It looks like he's in the backyard playing football, and you look up and he's got 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Cam Ward's a problem, dude. And I think I don't think either one of us mentioned him as a Heisman dark horse. I think he's one. You did. I didn't. He's one that could get thrown up there, dude. Now, after the way he played in the Swamp. And how about all the players, too, all the Miami players going to the Florida recruits? They're like recruiting coordinator girls were sitting there yelling at them, like telling them to stop talking to the players. And they're like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. But
that's what football is, man.
Yeah.
Those kids, every one of those kids was from South Florida, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting recruited by both schools. Mm-hmm. They probably pulled a Ward Sewell and said, "Hey, I just want a ticket. I'll go be in the recruit section." I'll go on record. None of those kids are going to Florida. I promise you that.
They wanted to go to the game. Hopefully the coach dapped them up after the game. But anyway, Cam, I got another full plate. I'll go through this really quick. One, Kyle Field. That's one of the most electric football fields I've ever seen, watching live, especially when they were running out of the tunnel. I had a buddy that was there, sent me a video of them right when A&M was running out. That place was going freaking wild. But Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach, is my next full plate. The reason why, if a coach that I want to play for is out, not just sitting there being quiet, like getting ready, is out jumping around, talking shit to all the fans, like jumping up and down, like hitting his players, like yelling at his players. It fired me up, dude. I wasn't even playing. I was sitting on my couch. I was like, dude, I'll strap up. I'll throw on the old speed flex from back in the day. Let's go play, you know. But Marcus, I thought that was awesome to see. Cam, I don't know if you have anything to add from it, but Marcus.
Yeah, it was a great football game. A&M, their message board's already mad that Elko lost that game, saying that Mark Stoops would win the game.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good game. I think both teams have a lot to figure out, especially Notre Dame. You know, Notre Dame's good, but I don't think they played like the ninth ranked team in the country. To be honest with you, I know it's a hard environment to go into, but Riley Leonard, I thought looked pretty good. I thought he proved a lot of doubters wrong. Elko, I think is going to be a great coach. Give him a couple of years. I don't know how patient they'll be with him, but Elko is going to be a really good coach at A&M. He has those kids are bought in. Good game overall.
There you go. I'm moving on to empty stomach ward. I got 2 empty stomachs.
Cool.
First one going to our boy Brian Kelly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Brian Kelly has not won a week 1 or week 0 opening game for LSU since he's been there. And if you look at his next 2 season openers, not looking good that he'll do it over the next 2 years either. I think LSU as a whole program is 0-5 in their last 5 season openers. So Brian Kelly and LSU in season openers, go ahead and fade it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if LSU's won a season opener since Joe Burrow was there. And Cam, I don't know if you noticed this as well. How many times did they mention Jaden Daniels during that game? Did you watch the game?
Yes.
They wouldn't shut up about him. They kept talking about they're like, yeah, now since Jaden Daniels isn't here, you got to hand it off to your running back. You can't have a quarterback to make a play for. I'm like, all right, man. I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy. Obviously, I'm a Redskins fan, but it's time to move on. They probably showed him 100 times on camera on the sideline wearing his big old 5 chain. But
dude, Nussmeier would hit a check down and they'd get 6 yards, and they'd be like, this is what this offense is now that you don't have a guy like Jaden Daniels back there that can take off for 60 yards. It's like, no shit, dude. Nobody has Jaden Daniels back there.
Oh, man, dude. But, Cam, real quick, empty stomach of the week. You know me, Cam. I still got the same cable that we had in college, DirecTV. And I don't know if anybody knows this about DirecTV, but they are in a fight with Disney right now. Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns something else, some other big network. And I could not watch football on Sunday or Monday. I was pissed. So I had to go, reliable, Stream East. You go look on ESPN. Stream East is about a minute behind, but it's all right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So DirecTV, get your shit together.
Dude, Ward, you remember I went through this with Spectrum last year.
I remember. I did too. Because that's when I was in my apartment, I had Spectrum, and now my mom changed the Spectrum password, so I had to get back DirecTV.
Dude, I remember last year, at the second Florida's kicker's foot touched the ball against 40,
blacked out,
and I about lost it.
Yeah. I remember, dude.
I don't wish it on my worst enemy. We went YouTube TV.
God, I was pissed, dude. Yeah, YouTube TV. That's probably my next investment, man. I'm gonna ride this DirecTV out, but YouTube TV's after that.
My last empty stomach is a man who goes by the name of 321 Noel on X/Twitter. Ward, he posted a graphic before the season, and he put all these things that he would do if Florida State lost to whatever team.
Yeah.
On his week 1 graphic.
I saw that.
On his week 1 graphic, he said that if Florida State lost to Boston College, he would eat a pile of dog shit. on video and post it. He has since deleted his account.
He has since deleted his account, ladies and gentlemen. I just looked him up, and I can't get it to load, but Gooch is his name. Is not on social media anymore.
Every national beat writer is on this, trying to figure out who this guy was, trying to make him pay his dues. And it's just been a big story, and it's hilarious and now people are like, I saw a Kentucky fan that said, if Kentucky loses at South Carolina this week, I'll eat Rupp Arena ice cream out of a red Solo cup, just trying to make fun of it. But tough situation for 321 Noel.
Yeah, 321 Noel ain't doing good, buddy, and your team's not doing good either. You're not only 0-2, 321 Noel, 321 no, 321 Noel. You're not only 0-2, you're 0-2 in the ACC. So, ACC conference implementation.
But the good news for Florida State is they control their destiny, because you can have 2 losses and still make the college football playoff in the 12 team.
Valid point.
Dude, that team might not win 5 games.
DJ Ugalelu sucks.
Dude, he's awful.
I saw ESPN or one of those Bleacher Report, one of those sites posted, it was a picture of DJ and it just said ass.
My new favorite insult to athletes is people will post a way to get your CDL, like a CDL website, and they just tag DJU. It's like, time to get your CDL.
He ain't and I hate it for him, man, but he is not looking good right now.
Dude, he's awful.
Or a lot of check downs.
Or they'll put just put my fries in the bag, dog.
Yeah, no shit, man. No shit. But
I might be getting DJU a job after this season, man. He was in a rough spot.
Yeah.
Ward, we move on. We got question of the week that you were really excited to get into this one, so I'm going to let you get it because you jumped the gun a little bit on it.
Yeah. All right. And I did not mean to skip full plate empty stomach, Cam. My apologies. Question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Long story short, was dove hunting yesterday, having conversation with a few of my buddies, and we got into a little bit of a disagreement about whether you say barbecue or cookout. So I know the majority of our listeners are probably Southern. The Southern thing to say is cookout. Like, hey, Cam, come over to the house. We'll cook out tonight. Like I got some steaks. Let's cook out. Or a lot of people say like, hey, you want to barbecue tonight? You want to have the family over and we'll barbecue? I'm personally a cookout guy. Cam, I know you have family from all over. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm a cookout guy, man. We're
like
going from cookout. To me, barbecue's a sauce.
Yeah, barbecue is a sauce, and barbecue is what you cook on the smoker, not what you invite people to come do.
You know what makes me more mad than barbecue versus cookout is barbecue versus grill. People will say, hey, just throw it on the barbecue. That's not a barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That is not a barbecue. That's a grill.
Yeah. That drives me nuts. Dude, they'll be making burgers and hot dogs, and they'll be like, we'll throw it on the barbecue, or hey, come over for the barbecue. Barbecue sauce.
You know what I've never heard? I've never heard somebody say, that man's invited to the barbecue. No, they say, hey, man, that man's invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, Ward. That's a good point.
I think that puts the icing on the cake there. Me and Cam are Team Cookout. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you are.
Yeah. Team Cookout. If you say barbecue, we might.
Yeah, you're a Yankee.
But like we said, we're skipping memory lane, Ward. Week 1 college football recap. Biggest winners, biggest losers. I'm going to let you kick it off here, but we had a lot of winners and a lot of losers.
Yeah. So, Cam, I'll kick us off. I know we went over a few of them already. Let's talk about those Georgia Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a team in college football right now that looks scarier than the Georgia Bulldogs?
I didn't see them in week 1 if there is.
Yeah, no. Georgia, their quarterback, everything about them, they were flow. I mean, they're deep. Really, their defense, Cam. Let's talk defense. Georgia's legit, dude. Georgia's legit. Georgia lost however many people they had in their offense get drafted to the NFL last year. They have not missed a beat. Georgia Bulldogs are scary. I want to say they obviously will jump into the Clemson game. Cam, I don't know if you have Clemson down as a loser or not from week 1. I had Georgia down as a winner. If you want to go ahead and get into your Clemson part, or we can break down Georgia Clemson, I'll add my thoughts, but I'll pass the ball over to you.
Yeah, I do want to start at Georgia because, you got out of that first half and you're like,
first half was close, man. What was it, 6-0 after the first half?
Yeah, I think they went in 6-0.
Yeah, it was 6 because I was texting all my buddies on the side. I'm like, dude, this is a good. I'm like, I don't know if Georgia is playing bad or Clemson's playing really good or what, but something's going on. I remember I texted all of our buddies in a group chat, and you were in there. I said, I have a feeling Georgia turns it on in the second half.
Yeah.
And
Georgia just leaned on it, man. Like the offensive line took over. The offensive line was killing them in the second half. That front seven on Georgia is incredible. It's star-studded. It's what we've seen out of Georgia since Kirby Smart took over.
Yeah.
Marco Williams might be the best defense player in college football, by the way.
Yeah.
They've got 2 man-to-man lockdown corners on the outside who are both top 5 recruits coming out.
Yeah.
Carson Beck, man. Carson Beck impressed me.
Carson Beck's legit, man.
Dude, he can move. I didn't know he can move.
Yeah.
Like that. They got London Humphrey. They poached him from Vanderbilt. He was making plays out there. They've got, and they're without Trevor Etienne, who's their number 1 running back.
Yeah.
So Georgia is damn scary, per usual. But to come out and just dominate a game like that is very impressive.
The way they dominated, too. You got to remember, they played in 2021 or 2020, and it was, 10-3 or something like that. Very low scoring. When it was 6-0 at halftime, I thought it was going to be low scoring. But Dabo Swinney brought up a very interesting point, Cam, that I wanted to ask you about. So, pregame, Pat McAfee, Nick Saban, all the guys at College Game Day, Kirk Herbstreit, all the guys on College Game Day are doing their thing. They interview they interview Clemson's head coach, Dabo. Dabo's down on the field, and they're talking about the NIL, all the NIL, the transfer portal, and all that. Dabo stands by his beliefs. He doesn't believe in it. And what he said, he brought up a good point. He says loyalty. He said, what loyalty are you going to get out of a guy that goes to the portal or that enters the portal? He said, there's no loyalty. There's no buy-in. And I was like, he does bring up a good point. But, man, it's just like technology. Anybody knows anything about AI, artificial intelligence, it's the future. You either jump in the bus or you get left behind. And I feel like with NIL, with the transfer portal, Dabo Swinney did not jump on the bus, and this is a prime example of why he is getting left behind. Cam, am I wrong there?
You're not wrong on that point whatsoever. And something that bothers me, especially with college football coaches, is this term loyalty, like he says and you said. There's never been such a thing as loyalty in college football. These guys are there for 4 years. You know why they went to your school? Because they thought they could win football games and they could go to the NFL.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
they saw hot girls on their recruiting visit.
Yeah, I mean, and college football coaches are not loyal. They'll sit up there at a press conference and tell you for weeks they're not taking a job, and then the second the season ends, they go
Mark
to take
Stoops,
a job.
man, how about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Dave Dorn would never.
Oh, give me but like there's no loyalty in the sport whatsoever. And to use that, I feel like it's such a cop-out. Your team stinks because you recruit guys, they don't want to sit, they transfer out, and then you don't replace them.
Yeah.
That's why you stink.
Yeah.
I mean, let's call a spade here. You stink because you don't use all 85 scholarships, because you don't take transfers. And this loyalty you talk about, when those guys leave, you just tell them to kick rocks. You don't cut a check, an NIL check to bring them back. You don't do anything. Where's that loyalty? Right?
Valid point.
So
valid point.
I think Dabo hides behind the fact. I think he uses his faith and his Christianity to try to reflect, or not have people not say bad things about him. Dabo drives me nuts. He reminds me of Cal, Ward. He reminds me of Cal his last few years at Kentucky, not buying into new college basketball, new college football. He won. He thinks that everything he does is the right way to do it. And you're losing football games because you're so stubborn to change.
Yeah. Yeah, valid point, man. I will say something cool he said. He was talking to Pat McAfee. You know me, I like Pat McAfee. And he was talking to Nick Saban. And he goes, your show is doing good, Pat, or College Game Day. It's doing good, but it's missing one thing. He said, you guys are about a 9 out of 10. There's one thing to get it to a 10 out of 10. And they're like, what? I mean, they're like, obviously they think College Game Day is the best. And then Dabo was like, if Nick Saban comes out and wears that Pat McAfee tank top on the next show, you guys will be above the edge. And I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. So,
dude, Nick Saban has been killing it on
Nick Saban is killing it, dude. He
is
killing it.
They were talking about Ohio State spending $20 million on this roster in NIL, and he said,
"He's like, for who?" He's like a backup quarterback at Kansas. Oh no, like a battling starting guy at Kansas State, a backup running back at Ole Miss. He's like, who the hell are they spending all this money on?
Well, he goes, you can spend $20 million, but I got something to tell you. If you spend $20 million on the wrong guys, you're shit out of luck. But, I mean,
Saban's hilarious, dude. And it's just I've like met him in person, and he puts on this TV face, man. He is not that nice in person. I'll be the first one to say.
Same guy who gave Ward Sewell $50.
That'll be the episode. That'll be a story for the next episode. Saban gave me $40 to stop talking to him. But anyway, Cam, moving forward, I did not watch much of this game, but I know Penn State is a winner, and they absolutely went to Morgantown and beat the hell out of the Mountaineers. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, but I was watching the Georgia and Alabama game.
Yeah, hey man, I'm back on the Drew Aller hype train, man. That's my QB1 in this draft class, man. I'm going to let him trick me again, man. I'm going to let him trick me into thinking he's a good football player again. He was very good against West Virginia in Morgantown. That will be the best atmosphere Morgantown sees all season.
Yeah.
And just like that, Neil Brown gets himself back on the hot seat.
That's what I like to hear. Awesome. Well, Cam, my last winner of the week, obviously we'll get into a couple more. I do want to go over the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yep.
Just like I said, the Georgia Bulldogs are scary. Cam, this team has not missed a beat. Alabama is good. Alabama's scary. They have Kalen Dobert is an offensive guru that's there. I don't know if you saw, they have since like 1985, it's their biggest week 1 shutout win. That was the one. I was like, I thought that was interesting. One, the thing that caught my eye is Jalen Milroe. I think he completed 10 passes for 170 yards or something crazy. It was like the yards. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like 8 catches for however many yards. But some of the plays they made, they have a 17-year-old true freshman wide receiver that looks like Devontae Smith. That is a dog, man. I don't know. It's obviously, a lot of teams take a step back when they lose a guy like Nick Saban and a head coach. This Alabama team's scary, dude.
Yeah, and they played a Western Kentucky team who's supposed to be good this year.
Yeah.
Actually supposed to be good. They've got a former Power 5 starter at quarterback and TJ Finley. So
don't write off the Crimson Tide. That's all I got to say.
63 rip against Western Kentucky is nothing to scoff at. So
yeah,
I mean, Alabama's as scary of a team as there is this season.
Yeah,
I've got 2 winners, Ward. One is Iowa, throwing up 40 points in a game. That's so shout out to Iowa and keeping the shutout. I believe. I think it was 40-0.
Yeah.
But my big winner this week is Vanderbilt.
Yes, dude.
I did that
first home opener. You might know the stats. What's the first time they won a home opener?
Since Franklin was there. Since James Franklin was there in 2000.
It was some crazy stat.
But yeah, Vandy takes down a top 25 team at home, a Virginia Tech team who you watch and you're like, how is that team a top 25 team? But Vanderbilt, I mean, they've completely rebuilt this program.
Yeah.
You're an awful program, and you bring in a head coach from another awful program in New Mexico State and their quarterback, and you're like, just merging 2 awful programs. And then you go out week 1 and get a top 25 victory. Their stadium, it still looks like it's in.
Oh my God, it looked awful, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it's in the middle of Iraq getting bombs put on it. But they at least their scoreboard's not held up by a crane. But Vanderbilt, in all seriousness, looked like a real college football team for the first time since Clark Lee's taken over the program.
Man, I mean, I was in Nashville in March. Very beginning of March, I was in Nashville. The stadium was under construction. What the hell are they doing?
Dude, they started that construction in spring ball of last season.
I mean, good God, man. I mean, shit. But yeah, I mean, Vanderbilt, good for them. Virginia Tech is a freaking phony, just like Florida. God, they look bad.
Quarterback, man.
ACC did not look good outside of Miami. That's all I got to say.
All you had to look at, if you saw 2 drops by that quarterback and watch his feet, you could tell that Virginia Tech team was.
Yeah. Speaking of another team that looked like shit, man, South Carolina. We'll get in that in a little bit, but
they looked awful. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about it. I mean, we're on the losers now, correct?
What was it, 24-19? They beat ODU?
I think it was 24-20, maybe 24.
Yeah. What the hell is going on with the Cox, Cam? You're for the Cox. So what's going on down there in
well, not this week,
South Carolina?
It's War Week.
I know it is War Week.
But yeah, dude, they were losing that game in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean,
Old Dominion lost that football game. But I mean, it was just an all systems failure. Like, and obviously South Carolina fans spin zone. They didn't want to show the whole playbook to Kentucky. Dude, Ward, they've got a true freshman starting left tackle. You know how bad of a spot as a program you have to be to have a left tackle as a starting freshman?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, this is a team. You see that game, and they could very well come out and beat Kentucky next week or this week. If that happens, everything I'm about to say goes by the wayside. You watch that Old Dominion game. By the way, an Old Dominion team who lost 12 starters to Virginia Tech this offseason in the transfer portal. They lost 12 starters to the transfer portal. And they just lost by 1 score in Columbia, South Carolina. You watch that game, that looks like a 2-win ball club.
Yeah.
With all that
talent. Look about like Florida.
Dude, all that talent they've got on that football field. They've got 5 stars. They've got 4 stars. They've had, I mean, probably 5 straight top 15 classes.
Yeah.
And almost blow a game to an Old Dominion team in Columbia. That, I mean, if they don't get a lot better by Saturday.
Yeah. Kentucky, South Carolina is going to be interesting, Cam. Very interesting game.
So Kentucky, Ward, one stat on that game. I will get into it later, but I'll go ahead and say it now. Mark Stoops, 33-1 in his career as a 10-point favorite.
Wow.
They're 10.5-point favorites. That number opened at 6.5. That line has moved 4 points in 3 days.
Wow. Interesting. South Carolina beat y'all last year too, right? Didn't Spencer Rattler beat y'all?
They won 2 straight.
Wow. Interesting. It's Spencer Rattler's freaking putting on a show in Kentucky land, but well, cool. Well, Cam, one loser I wanted to cover, one last loser for me. I don't know if you want to go over this. Quote me here. Do whatever you want. You know, we're talking about a lot of teams that did not miss a beat. Cam, I think this team might have missed 2 beats. Michigan Wolverines. this team is going to lose 3 to 4 games this year. New head coach, new quarterback, new running back. Had what they have 12 guys get drafted, something crazy like that. It was
they 4 starters off their offensive line too.
Yeah, I think it was 12. They had 12 guys get drafted or 14 guys get drafted, and it showed on Saturday. I didn't watch it much. I watched a little bit of the highlights. Michigan Wolverines. Well, I didn't think Ohio State looked very good either. They ended up turning up the heat in the second half, but I didn't think they looked very good. I don't know if you had any Big Ten thoughts. Oregon. I didn't put Oregon on here as a loser. Oregon looked like shit, Cam.
I had Oregon. Oregon beat the Idaho Vandals 24-14 at home.
And guess who's FCS now? Idaho. They're not even FBS anymore.
Are you serious?
They are FCS now. Yes. I didn't know it until ESPN told me. Because I remember back in the day, the video game, Idaho had the bowl or the dome. I thought it was so cool. Yeah, they've moved down to FCS. They're not even FBS anymore.
Can I put 2 Thursday teams on this losers list real quick? Can I say that NC State was a loser this week?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a little bit. Absolutely.
Well, we'll get into it later. NC State was a loser to me. Colorado was a loser to me.
Yeah,
dude. Colorado.
I didn't even watch that game.
Was on the road with North Dakota State that whole game. Thank God Travis Hunter's on that football team, dude. If they didn't, I mean, I know this is a big if. If you don't have your 2 best football players, who's a good team? But dude, if they don't have Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, that team doesn't win a football game this year.
Yeah,
those 2 saved that. And if it was any other coach in America, all we would have heard on Friday was how awful that time management was. They were up by 7 points with a minute left, and they threw a deep ball on first down. They gave North Dakota State a chance to get the football back because they threw the ball on first down.
That's like me in the video game, man.
Dude, they would have been able to run out the clock and go home. Yeah. They gave North Dakota State 40 seconds to win a football game, and they were 10 yards short of a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, if that was any other coach in America, and I love Coach Brown.
Yeah.
If that was any other coach in America, all we hear all day Friday is how poorly managed that football game was. So I mean, Colorado's probably a 3-win ball club this year.
Yeah. You want to talk about coaches getting grilled, brother? You should listen to the news in Raleigh, North Carolina right now. Dave Doran is getting absolutely grilled. I have never, in my 24 years of life, I've probably been to Cam. I'm not going to lie. I've probably been to 150 NC State football games, okay? You know me, I'm an exaggerator. I've been to a lot of NC State football games. I have never wore another color outside of red, white, or black in that stadium. I wore purple. Obviously, I was repping the purple and gold one with a lot of my buddies. Saw a lot of alumni at the game, by the way, Cam. A lot of old alumni, like class of 95 through 05. Met a lot of those guys. And everybody that's wearing Western stuff there. Obviously, everybody graduated from Western. So you go up, Ward Sewell, Cam Taylor, class 22. They're like, oh, John Toe, class of 94. I'm like, hey, man, good to meet you. But yeah, so we were repping strong in there. It was, I hate to say this, it was probably 4% Western, 96% state. State packed 60,000 people in that stadium. And I have never talked shit to state fans, but boy, I was letting them have it. You know what I mean? I'd smashed Miller Lights before the game. I was feeling good. So letting the state fans have it. And it is so funny talking trash people when I know NC State football more than the average Joe, but people that think they know state football. And man, Western scores, we go up 7-0. Like, oh, hell yeah. State scores. Western, it's back and forth all game. We're tied 21-21 at half, or maybe it was 14-14 at halftime. I can't remember. But anyway, Western's up by 3 going into the third quarter, or going into the fourth quarter. Okay. And the state fans, what the state fans' excuses was they're running, NC State's running a basic offense and defense because they don't want to show anything to Tennessee. And I'm like, listen, the basic offense and defense go off the table when you're tied with an FCS school at halftime, at home, when you're the second highest ranked team or preseason team that you've been in school history. That shit goes out of the window, okay? I will say defending state, Grayson McCall has a lot of work to do. KC Concepcion, dog. Noah Rogers. I don't know if you watch Noah Rogers. Noah Rogers is KC's our slot guy. Noah Rogers is the dude we got from Ohio State. He's our number 1 on the outside, or he's the X receiver. He's a dog. Wesley Grimes from Millbrook, went to Wake Forest University. He's a dog. Offensively, we look good. Grayson McCall had a few bad throws, turned the ball over twice. We got a lot of work to do before Saturday. I will say this. But to defend NC State, 2 years ago, we went to East Carolina. They missed a 25-yard field goal to beat us. Last year, we had the ball. We scored in the last minute of the game to beat Virginia. We played down to the quality of our opponents. I'm not comparing Western to ECU. I'm not comparing Western to Virginia. But we play down to our quality of opponents every year in week one. Every year we start slow. Under Dave Doran, we've started slow. Hell, we almost lost to ODU and Louisiana Tech, both of them in years past.
UConn gave you guys all.
UConn gave us a run for our money, dude. I mean, it's just like it's schools like that just that it's it's the schools like that, man. But yeah, Western will figure something, or I'm sorry, State will figure it out. Tennessee is a big game. Tennessee offered Dave Doran a job 3 years ago before their existing coach took over. Cam, I don't know if you remember this. State was giving him like 1.5 at the time. Tennessee was going to come out and give him 4. They were going to double his money plus some. Dave Doran turned down that job because he wanted to stay with the Wolfpack. I'm sure there was more to it, but he ended up staying in Raleigh. Obviously, I would have taken the Tennessee job. But yeah, man, I think we do have a lot to prove. We historically always start out slow, and I'm excited, but I'm nervous for this weekend.
You know what scares me more than anything about this State team after watching that game is the trenches, man.
Yeah, we look bad. Our nose guard, number 44, that did not look good.
Dude, like, I know a few guys on that offensive line, so I'm not going to name drop them or say anything crazy, but, like, they did not win reps.
No.
Like, they stalemated with the Western Carolina defensive line. Your defensive line for a quarter and a half was getting bullied by the Western Carolina offensive line.
Yeah.
And what scares me more than that is that Rodriguez was nickel and diamond down the field. What do you think Nico's going to do next week?
I know.
I mean, that's a scary, scary proposition. I think State can win that football game. It's going to be close. It's going to be – I mean, there's going to be more Tennessee fans in Charlotte this weekend.
I don't think so.
I promise you there will.
I don't think so.
That will be a 60-40 split Tennessee
fans. 60-40 is not bad, but when you say – and that's barely even noticeable. When you say like a lot more Tennessee fans, that's like 75-25.
There will be more orange in that stadium than there will be red.
I don't know, Cameron Taylor. It's a wild accusation there.
I promise you there will be more orange.
I don't know, buddy.
I mean, NC State can win this football game. Just because they had a bad week doesn't mean they can't win this football game. So, but you got to get the offense and defensive line figured out.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff figured out. But Cam, at the end of the day, brother, we are 1-0. Yep. Talking about State, can't complain that too much. Jumping into the catamounts, Kerwin Bell turned this program around, brother. I think Western is going to be a problem this year. I think we're going to be very good in the SoCon. We play Campbell this week, so I think we're gonna. I think they play in Boiling Springs too, which is yeah. I think we're gonna get on there and smash that orange and gold or that orange and black and the Campbell Camels. And I'm excited for the Cats by 90. I'm excited for Catamount Country this year.
Anybody who goes to Western right now that's listening to this, go to the football games this year.
Yeah, no shit, dude. And I was upset by – never mind. Keep going, Cam.
Me and Ward were not blessed with a good football team when we were there, and we still went to football games. Go to the football games. Yeah. Go cheer these guys on because you have a legitimate playoff contender in FCS, a legitimate conference champion contender in the SoCon. Go cheer these guys on because they are a good damn football team.
And I'm speaking from experience, Western students – put beer in your socks, put beer in your boots, put beer in your back, in your jean pocket. They don't check. So, and they even sell beer in the stadium for $12, but they don't check, and the cops don't care. And if you really want to have fun, you and your buddies, y'all pack a bunch of beer in your, everywhere I just said, go sit behind the away team and give them hell. It's the funniest thing you do. Last college game I ever went to my senior year, me and my buddy John Caspelo got kicked out for talking too much shit to the other team. So I'm telling you guys, man, y'all want to have fun, especially, and it's not fun. You look up their names on Instagram and you look up their names on the roster. You start giving it to them, and they
find their girlfriends, find their
girlfriends, find their mom's name. Yeah, and when they start reacting and giving it to, I'll send Cam videos to post because I got a lot of them. But when they start reacting and turning around and saying stuff back, you got them.
You got it. And they'll let you go. those cops there will let you go. And
The Western cops were laughing at us. I watched a guy. I'm not going to report. I'm not going to say any names. I watched a guy yelling at the other team, and some guy started yelling at him back, and he's throwing beer on him. Like he had a beer in his hand, and he's throwing beer on him. I have a video of it. Throwing beer on him, and the cop says, "Hey, don't do that." You tell me, Cam, right now, if I was a State fan, I went to Section 4, right behind NC State, or right behind Western's bench, wearing red, talking shit, throwing beer on the Western players. Dude, RPD would have me gang tackled, pulling me out of the stadium. Coe does not care, I promise.
They will not kick you out until a coach or an AD from the other school says, "Hey, get rid of those guys." That is the only time you'll get kicked out of a football game.
Yeah.
So, hey, this is the prime year.
Go watch them play, boys.
You're for Kerwin Bell. Go support the Catamounts.
Yeah.
But, Ward, moving on. Kentucky Southern Miss was one of the weirdest football games I've ever watched. I was at the birthday party when this game was going on, so I came back home and watched it. Ward, this was a 2-hour weather delay for Lightning. So an 8:05 kick turns into a 10:15 kick. So they kick off at 10 p.m. They played a halftime. They played.
You had a late night then, huh?
Yeah. They played 5 minutes of the third quarter, so 35 minutes of game time. Another lightning strike. They end up calling the game. Kentucky wins 31-0, covers the spread, by the way. But very impressive win for the Kentucky Wildcats. The offense looks good. The defense looks even better. So feeling good about this week about the Gamecocks. And I would go as far to say Kentucky had the best week one in college football this week because it took every other team in the nation 60 minutes to win a football game.
Yeah. That's a good one, Cam. That's off to you, my friend.
Yeah, it only took us 35 minutes to win a football game. So take that.
Yeah.
Kentucky should be number one in the coaches' poll this week. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Ward, moving on real quick, some NFL news, and then we'll do a preview real quick for NFL and college football.
Yeah.
Just a question, and we don't have to get super into it. Do you think Jamar Chase suits up week one and plays snaps for the Bengals?
Yes.
I do too. But this is a big question going around. He's missed practice.
He still has 2 years left on his rookie deal, man. Yeah, he's going to play. I know he's holding out. He wants more money than Justin Jefferson for a bragging right piece, but yeah, he's going to play.
But if we know one thing about Jamar Chase, he will sit out a football season. He did it at LSU.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Ward, I'm sure you saw this. Ricky Pearsall got shot in the chest.
Yes.
First round rookie out of Florida. He is stable. He's good. He's back in the facility, not practicing yet. He's on his way to sign autographs. The guy tried to rob his watch, shot him in the chest. Ricky Pearsall pulls out his piece and shoots the other guy.
No, I didn't know that.
Ricky Pearsall might be the biggest G.
Good for him, brother. Hey, I'm surprised they allow you to. I'm surprised the Second Amendment is even a thing in California. But yeah, good for him, dude. That's why the Second Amendment is in place right there.
Yeah. So he needs to pull Brian Robinson. He's got to come out to many men when he's ready to come back for football. Yeah. But Ricky Pearsall, man, hats off for.
Yep.
Scotty Scheffler won the FedEx Cup. I have nothing to say about golf right now.
Yeah, he won $29.2 million this year, Cam. I saw some crazy statistic. It's he had him. I don't know. I saw something earlier. I'll have to find it. But Scotty had arguably the greatest year of golf ever. So
yeah, moving on. Week 2 previews. We'll fly through these. NC State, Tennessee 7.5-point favorite in Charlotte. Ward, who wins?
I think we just gave our preview. I think State. I don't think State. Fuck it, man. I have State. I think State wins.
There you go. State
out. Excuse my language, but I'm going with it, Cam. Screw it. I think State wins, and I'm excited for the boys.
I like it. Kentucky, South Carolina. We told you Kentucky 10-point favorite.
Hey, you got to give your State Tennessee prediction.
You're right. Tennessee wins. State covers.
Okay.
1-score game. Let's go Kentucky, South Carolina. Kentucky 10.5-point favorites. Kentucky wins and covers. They get Shane Beamer out of South Carolina.
I like it, Cam. But hey, I'm giving you a taste. You're in medicine. I think the Gamecocks play Kentucky, and just like the last 2 years, they put a spanking on that ass. Give me the Gamecocks winning.
There you go. We're going to get Western versus Campbell in Boiling Springs, like we said. I think Western, last time I looked, was a 6.5-point favorite. Dude, I think they win this football game.
Let's go Cats, baby.
Texas, Michigan, I got the spread.
Yeah. While you're pulling that up, I think Texas dog walks the Michigan Wolverines.
Texas 7.5-point favorites. Give me
wow,
Texas
7.5.
Yes.
Wow,
Texas,
I didn't know that. Wow,
they win this football game by 17 points.
Dude, I'll tell you what. If Texas comes out and they beat the hell out of Michigan, college football is in for a whammy, my friend. That's all I'm going to say. Those Texas fans are going to be A&M fans are going to turn into Texas fans. Texas Tech fans are going to start wearing orange. You know, it's Texas. I think I'm excited for it. But yeah, give me Texas beating Michigan.
There you go. Chapel Hill versus Charlotte, a Max Johnson Bliss UNC Orioles. UNC's not a good football team. Charlotte is a bad football team. They're up 12 starters. Give me Carolina, but this is not going to be on the TV.
Yeah, and hey, all hate against Carolina aside, Max Johnson, prayers up for you, man. And you don't want to see anybody in their season like that. So hope you get well. And yeah, I think Carolina beats Charlotte pretty good. Agreed. Carolina looked like shit against Minnesota, though.
They did. Clemson, rough loss. App State comes to town. App State has a track record with games like this.
Yeah, they beat A&M last year.
I don't have the money line pulled up right now, but dude, give me App State outright. They're going to be
outright.
Yes, App State wins.
All right, give me I think Clemson has a bounce back game. I wouldn't say outright. I have App Cup, whatever the spread is. If the spread's under 20.
Clemson is 17.5.
Yeah, give me App covering.
App is 6.5 to 1 to win this football game. Give me App State to win this football.
You're down bad on Clemson, aren't you?
I don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't think they're good.
We'll find out week 4 when them and the Wolfpack play.
Oregon taking on Boise State. Boise State had a running back that rushed for 267 yards and 4 touchdowns. They looked bad. I think Oregon wins this football game.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon's all that. I don't know what the spread is on this, but I would not mind.
19.
Woo! Yeah, give me Boise State covering.
Yeah, I got Boise State in the points, but Oregon's going to win the football game. Last game, Iowa State. Trying to find the spread. I can't.
This is one of the coolest rivalry names in college football too. I can't remember what it's like. Battle for the corn something. It's pretty damn cool.
Iowa 2.5-point favorites. What do you think?
I think Iowa. I like Iowa money line here. I think Iowa's gonna be pretty good. They just scored. No, I like Iowa, dude. They scored 40 points. I don't know. I have a weird thing about Iowa. Big 10 versus Big 12. Always big hoorah there. But give me the Hawkeyes.
So it's called the Iowa Corn Cyhawk series.
There it is. Yeah, that's cool, dude. Knowing it, because what do people say about Iowa? They're like, what's in Iowa? Cornfields. They embrace it, dude. It's kind of cool.
Give me the dog, man. I'll keep with the dogs. Give me Iowa State outright.
There we go.
NFL Week 1. We'll have to fight through this. We're running over my time. Thursday night season opener. Ravens Chiefs, two of the best teams in the AFC award. I don't have spreads pulled up. Who you got and why?
Dude, give me the Ravens, man. It's the Ravens revenge game. I think, obviously, I watched a highlight this morning of Lamar Jackson getting pissed off and slamming his helmet on the ground after the AFC Championship last year. The Chiefs lost to the Lions last year, week 1. So, obviously, they're a slow starter. Give me the Ravens, man.
Ravens are 3-point dogs.
Okay. It's in Baltimore?
It is in Kansas City.
I figured.
The Ravens historically in regular season games like this are very good.
Yeah, they are always good in the regular season, but or playoffs, they got to choke.
They beat the 49ers in a game like this last year, later in the season, but a big game. I think the Ravens win this football game. I think the Chiefs come out a little bit slow, a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. Give me the Ravens.
I like it.
Your Washington Redskins football team, Commanders, take on the Tampa Bay. Who you got? Why? Tell me what you think, man.
Yep. Cam, love to hear it. Commanders versus Tampa. I will be in Tampa, Florida for this game, section 340, sitting way up top. Yeah, so Cam, I'm going to give you some statistics first. Dan Quinn is – actually, we won't start out with Dan Quinn. Commanders Tampa played in 2006 in week 1. Cam, who do you think won? Well, actually, it was the Redskins in 2006. Redskins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa had Cadillac Williams. That's the only thing I know about those two teams. I'm going to say the Commanders.
Commanders won 16-10, Cam. I think history repeats itself. Not only that, another statistic. Washington is 84 84-4 in week 1 of the NFL, or in week 1 of NFL. Okay. I got a weird feeling, brother. We're going to be 85-84-4 after this week. So give me the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, week 1. Last time we had a highly rated quarterback was RG3. RG3 in 2012 went on the road to an NFC South foe against the New Orleans Saints, and we beat the New Orleans Saints. Jaden Daniels, pick number 2. RG3, pick number 2. Jaden Daniels' first game, road NFC South game. History repeats itself, brother. Give me the Commanders.
There you go. In Tampa, storyline to look out for, Baker Mayfield back with Liam Cohen as his OC as they were at the Rams. Commanders are 3-point dogs.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were earlier last week. We were 6-point dogs. Something's changed.
3-point dogs.
5.5.
I guess we're on this hate tour with each other. Give me Tampa to win and cover since we're doing that today.
Hey.
Steelers going to Atlanta. Steelers are 3-point dogs as well. Going to the Falcons. Dude, I was going to go to this game more, and then I decided that I was not going to spend $250 to watch.
Wow, that much.
Yeah, I'm not watching Russell Wilson start a football game for $250. So I don't think the Steelers are going to win this game. The more I watch the Steelers team, the less impressed I am with them. I think we start off 0-1. I think Falcons win outright. I don't know if they cover, but I think they'll win the football game.
A lot of those yellow and black fans spending $250 to go to.
That'll be a home game. That'll be a home game for the Steelers.
No shot.
There will be more.
Oh, for the Steelers. Yeah. I thought you meant for the Falcons. Yeah, hell yeah, it will be. Any stadium the Dallas Cowboys or the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to, it is a home game for them. But for any of those Steelers fans paying $250, you're playing Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock, brother. Not going to go good. Give me the Atlanta Falcons.
Cardinals Bills, Ward. Any heavy thoughts on this game? I don't know why I kept this on the list, but
not really. No, I think there's an opportunity. Bills lost a lot of people in their defense. I think Marvin Harrison might have a coming out game. So I do think the Bills win, but I think it's gonna be. I don't know if it's in Buffalo or not, but
in Buffalo 6-point favorites.
Ooh, yeah. Give me the Bills winning and covering. Bills are pretty damn good.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Patriots Bengals. Jamar Chase probably going to suit up. I got the Bengals. I don't even know if the Bengals are 8.5-point favorites in Cincinnati.
Any team that plays the Patriots, I have winning and covering this year.
Yes.
They don't even have a damn quarterback.
Fade the Patriots. Are you really?
Who drafts a quarterback number 3 overall and doesn't start him?
When you got a guy like Jacoby Brissett in the building,
yeah, a guy with a 13 and Jacoby Brissett's a state guy, dog. Jacoby Brissett has a 13-40 NFL record as a starter. And you're telling me you're gonna? I don't know that everybody. Jaden Daniels sucks. You want Drake May? Yeah, Drake May can't even win a starting job against Jacoby Brissett. So yeah, give me whoever plays the Patriots this year. Give me them winning and covering.
There you go. Vikings.
What's your thoughts, Cam? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm with you. I'm fading the Patriots all year.
Okay.
Whatever team and the points, take it.
There you go.
Minnesota travels to the Meadowlands playing the New York Football Giants. Vikings 1.5-point favorites.
Interesting. Give me the Giants, dude. Give me the Giants on that.
Yeah, they're going to win this game outright. I think the Giants are a good football team. They're not great. They might. I think they're going to win 8 games. This will be one of the 8
wins. 8 games is a lot, Cam.
Hey,
they'll beat us twice. They always do. We haven't beat the Giants in damn 3 years or 4 years.
Last time Danny Dimes was healthy, they made a playoff.
Yeah, I remember. I was at the game when they made the playoffs, when they beat us.
Panthers traveling to New Orleans, keeping it in the division. New Orleans 4-point favorites. Give me the Saints to win and cover.
Give me the Saints beating the shit out of the Panthers. I am so tired of hearing all the Panthers fans say this is their year. No, it's not. Give me the Saints.
Last game, Texans going to the Colts. Texans are 2.5-point favorites.
Texans play the Bears or the Colts?
Colts.
Oh, I thought it was the Bears.
Yeah, Texans versus Colts. Texans 2.5-point favorites. Anthony Richardson played really well against the Colts last year. I think they're going to keep it. Give me the Colts outright.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you there. I think the Texans won that. I think the Texans going to be a problem this year, dude. Especially in the AFC South. Not really much there, dog.
Look out! I will say there's a lot of tape on C.J. Stroud in this offense now. Look out for a sophomore slump.
Yeah, possibly. RG3 had a sophomore slump.
Diggs, I mean, Diggs is awesome. He could also ruin that football team.
Yeah, Diggs. Yeah, no, I don't think Diggs is a bad attitude, Cam.
So, yeah, but that's all I got. Ward, do you have anything else before we get out of here?
Who do the Bears play this week?
They had the Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. That's what I put Texans. I meant Titans. I think that is an opportunity to be a good game. I saw the cheapest ticket for that game. I believe it's in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Cheapest ticket for that game is like $100 or $220. People are very excited about Caleb Williams, but
Chicago 3.5-point favorites.
I don't know. I kind of like Will Levis, dude. So
I do too.
I don't like Caleb Williams. So give me the Titans.
There you go.
Tony Pollard coming out game.
Yeah, that's all we got for the day. That was episode 69. Once again, happy birthday, Caroline. Happy birthday, Mary Beth. We appreciate all you guys listening. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a like, subscribe, comment, Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Ward, it was a pleasure as always.
Pleasure as always, Cam. Love you, brother. Hope you're I'll take the upper road, Cam. I hope Kentucky and Steelers win this weekend. Even though you didn't think the same about me.
I hope your Commanders and I want your guys to win.
Hey, let's go ahead and agree on something. F a volunteer, right?
Yeah, hey man, I will never cheer for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Cool. All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.